I do have a great surprise for everybody. Obviously, I have been playing a lot of RPG Maker horror games this month. 7 of them, and I've of course played a couple other ones on the channel, such as Mad Father and Witch's House, and there's quite a few others that I'm just like really well versed in just from watching a lot of playthroughs, such as Cat in the Box, Corpse Party, yada yada. So I thought, you know, there's no better way to end the event than tier listing.
Yes, yes, yes! Come to Papa!
I made my own very specific tier list because I just wanted ones that I was aware of. So, you know, just get right into it. First off, Witch's House, Ebe, and Forest of Drizzling Rain. All 3 of those are like solid S tiers. They each really tackle the genre in different ways. They're very unique and interesting, and they have like their own set charms. But you know, now I'm thinking about it. It doesn't really feel fair to like compare something like Witch's House with Forest of Drizzling Rain, you know? It just kind of like, because Forest of Drizzling Rain is definitely, you know, very story heavy. Not to say that Witch's House doesn't have a story, it does, but you know, no, sorry, okay. One moment. Hold up. I don't think letter grades are what we need. I think that we need something else here. Because I just don't feel right comparing them, you know? The whole genre is a little too big, so we're gonna narrow it down. Alright, now we got Puzzle Story Good, Puzzle Story Meh, Egregious Death's Good, and Egregious Death's Bad. So of course, we got Ebe and Witch's House here. That makes sense. Crooked Man's kinda meh. Corpse Party is like an Egregious Death Good. But now I'm not sure about comparing something like Witch's House to Corpse Party, right? That doesn't make sense, right? Corpse Party spans multiple games, multiple genres, multiple forms of media. And then Witch's House is like a 3-hour romp through a house. It doesn't make sense. I don't think that's gonna be okay. Sorry. All right, we're gonna change one more time. Okay. All right. Okay. Death is all around us. Death was the friends we made along the way, and the CPCU, otherwise known as the Corpse Party Cinematic Universe. Witch's House, Death's all around us. Ebe, you make some friends. Corpse Party, of course, goes in the Corpse Party Cinematic Universe. Where the fuck do you put Crooked Man? Okay, no. I got it this time. I promise. I don't know where to put... Because Crooked Man's technically both, right? You don't want that. You make friends, but also, like, you fucking die a shit ton, and they're all ghosts. So that technically doesn't count anymore. You need something different. Someone help this small girl. High schoolers are fucking idiots. Don't worry about the fact that they're middle schoolers now, Oni, as we discovered. They're basically high schoolers. We got whatever the hell David has got going on, and then haha YouTuber go burr, because that is Cat in the Box, and of course the Scooby-Doo CW reboot. I think that's it, right? This is it, right? Okay, you know when you're like an artist and you work super hard on a piece of art, and then you sit there and you go, wait a minute. You post it, and it has an error. I don't think this is it. I don't think this is it. One moment. Okay. I got it. Sugakun. Nobody asked for this. Bro, you fucking totally asked for this. And I can't... Thank you for joining me for this stupid-ass bit. I'll drop the act now. I I've had this scripted for 2 weeks, and I put it together this morning. So yeah, I'll do the tier list for real if you'd like. But yeah, so I have 3 tabs open, and I had 2 images pre-saved. Because the effort I was going for was that as it was going, you start slowly realizing this is a scripted bit. If I was to be genuine, though, I'm not a huge fan of Angels of Death. I like Forest of Drizzling Rain better. They're from the same creator. Aoni's very mediocre nowadays, too. I think Blake Dream is pretty good, but it kind of suffers from a few other things. I think Cat in the Box is like the future of RPG horror games. We went through a huge dry spell for a very long time, and Cat in the Box has a really phenomenal story. It's put together well. I think it's just like, no, you know what, fuck it, put that in S. I think that one's a great game, I'll be honest. Corpse, I love Corpse Party, don't get me wrong. If we consider a lot of the later series, it fucking sucks. But if we're considering just the game, it kind of sucks that there is something very early on you can trigger that makes you unable to beat the game and get the best ending. Like, it's super early. And it's a long game. It's like a 10-hour game. So that's not great. So it gets knocked down to a B. Crooked Man, upon my replay, I realized it's more stupid than I thought it was. I don't know what it was. I used to like it. I think the problem is I liked Mermaid Swamp a ton, and that was from the same creator. I think Mermaid Swamp was just more entertaining. The characters are better. A D is a bit harsh, but imagine an imaginary F. Okay, I'll put him bottom of the C's. We'll do like proper ranking. We'll put you up here. I like Witch's House a lot. I think it's the best of like the egregious death games. But Forest of Drizzling Rain and Eve are like right there in my heart, and I think Cat in the Box was really great. Mad Father I definitely like more than Corpse Party, but not more than the other 2. I liked Misao quite a bit, actually. I'm surprised. I'm so glad to hear you say that, because I thought Crooked Man was stupid but didn't want to say anything because you said you liked it. I like it for its stupid aspects, but actually playing it feels very different from like watching someone play it. But it's pretty stupid. Which is both its charm and its demise. Paranormal Syndrome is a game I really like. It's not a good game, and unfortunately, since I didn't play it ever on the channel before, and it's not a very well-known one. Essentially, it starts with like the protagonist has like a kind of a cursed lineage thing, but like her friend is like, I'm gonna play that game where you play hide and seek with a possessed teddy bear, which if you don't know about that, that's a real like thing that you do. You have to like make a salt bath, and there's a bunch of steps to it. It's a really fascinating like little game that you can play with a ghost. And so her friend decides to play that, and then she calls for help, and then she goes and does that, and then pretty much every section of the game is a different like deep lore, just like Japanese folklore thing. So I like it a lot. It's good. Yumi Nikki, for what it is cool. It's not my kind of game at the end of the day, but like I can't deny its legacy and just like how fucking cool it functions. So it's like the highest of the B's, but I'm not a big Yumi Nikki fan. I think it's just because it's like a hard game to kind of like sit down and do that. This is how I rank my S's. I'm personally more attached to Forest of Drizzling Rain than Eve, but Eve is like right behind it. See, that's why I put Crooked Man in D, is just because there's no one else in D. So he gets to be in D just to fill out the chart. Yeah, the cultural impact of Yumi Nikki is insane. Like, for that alone, it can't go below B, regardless of my personal opinion. Oh yeah, these are all the RPG Maker horror games that I am more well-versed in, 7 of which we played this month. And I do genuinely want to thank you guys so much. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me through this really great journey. I know that not everyone here is a big horror fan, so some of my streams did better than others, but like it never felt that way because the people who were here and were able to be here had such a blast with it, and we got to interact a ton and then talk about a bunch of different things. I really appreciate everyone so much for being here, for following, for supporting me, for doing all the different things. I would love to do another themed month sometime. I joked around about doing like Farm Sim month, where we just bounce around a bunch of different farm sims. Next month, we're starting the big one, man. We're playing 100% Mask Run on Majora's Mask. One of my all-time favorite games, so you should definitely check that out. Okay, everyone, have a great rest of your day. Have a great rest of your week. Also, buy my art. I have an Eve print. That's the only horror game print I have currently right now. But I'm gonna have another big one that's a big tribute to the entire franchise and genre. It's not a franchise.